Hey everybody, Scott Spreitzer here from DocSports.com, and welcome to the report for Monday, October 1st, 2018. Got a free pick in next Saturday's college football early value play coming up in just a moment. First, a quick note, if you've yet to become a member at DocSports.com, it's real easy to give it a try. Click on the link below the video and set yourself up for a free $60 account. Real easy to do. You can use that free $60 account on My Plays or any other handicapper of your choice with daily picks over at DocSports.com. It all starts by clicking on the link below the video. Give it a try. Wanted to mention that we did have a real nice week in football going into Monday. 8-2, 80%, and up over $2,600 for $100 per unit bettors. So a real nice week. We go 2-1 yesterday. And then on Saturday, we had the big day. We cashed a 7-star on Oklahoma, the main event. Sunday came back, 6-star, topped the 2-1 card as we hit with the New England Patriots in a blowout win over Miami. We do have the Monday night play available right now, the battle between KC and Denver, and it's available at DocSports.com exclusively. That package available right now. Again, a 3-star play on the battle between the Chiefs and the Broncos in Monday Night Football. Also wanted to mention that'll be in action in one of the two games on Monday in Major League Baseball, two battles or playing games, what have you. We are involved in one of those. It'll be up at DocSports.com, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 a.m. Pacific. And again, we're on this real nice run in baseball. 11-3 the last 14 and 33-16 with our last 49 going all the way back to August 1st. And we're up over $7,000 during that run, again, for $100 per unit players. Of course, football will be up later this week on Thursday. NHL starts on Wednesday, folks, and my package will be available over at DocSports.com for the NHL. We're looking forward to another strong hockey season. Cashed our final 30 plays last year. We cashed 63% in the regular season. So we'll look to get things started when the puck drops on Wednesday. All that stuff is over at DocSports.com right now. Don't forget the baseball playoff package and the rest of the football season right through the final gun of both college and the NFL. Again, we're coming off a nice 8-2 college football / NFL week, and we look to close it up strong with Monday Night Football. But grab those packages right now, rest of the season, over at DocSports.com. All right, let's get to a little bit of what we have for this report on Monday. We will get to a free college football play for the upcoming weekend in just a moment. But listen, on Monday night, Tuesday's report, we will give you all the information, the recaps of all the games, what we consider to be the important information after Monday Night Football is completed. But I wanted to let you know a little bit about what happened in the Westgate Super Contest last week, a 3-2 week, 7-8 overall going into this contest. The Westgate Contest consensus plays, the top 5 this week, are currently 2-2 with the Broncos +5 on Monday. The top play was the Oakland Raiders. They squeaked that one in. The second biggest play, the Bengals plus the points. They showed well, obviously, on Sunday. The fourth biggest play, the Giants, they got knocked off. And the fifth biggest play, the Colts, who are -1 in the contest. And we saw that weird decision made by the Colts coaching staff in overtime that led to the Houston victory. Again, the third biggest consensus play in the Westgate Super Contest this week was the Broncos, and they were +5, by the way, on the Westgate card. They're basically 3.5 for the most part now, but they were +5 at the Westgate Super Contest. And I wanted to mention a couple of we talked about the sharps and the squares and all that good stuff on Sunday's report, and wanted to mention how some of that went. The Buccaneers and the Bears, by the time the game went off, there were 55% of the public money on Tampa Bay, 55% though of the overall money on the Bears. So the public was on Tampa Bay, the sharps on the Bears. We saw the Bears whip the Bucs 48-10. The most lopsided action of the day by the books that I deal with, their reports, the Oakland Raiders, 76% of the overall money, about 60% of the tickets, all on the Oakland Raiders. And boy, they probably laid 2.5, and they got away with a 3-point overtime win. And there were several times during the course of the game where Oakland looked to be the wrong side, but they came through and got it taken care of. Mentioned that Houston knocked off the Colts with that weird decision on 4th down by the Indianapolis coaching staff. Houston goes on to the 37-34 overtime win. 53% of the tickets in that one, and 58% of the overall money came on the Texans. And we mentioned advanced numbers, the look-ahead lines. Houston was actually a 2-point favorite on the look-ahead lines last week for this week's game. And, of course, the Colts opened 2, but Houston got the money. Look-ahead line winning there again. And also in that Buffalo Bills-Green Bay Packers game, the look-ahead line was 14. Green Bay was 14. They went off at around 9, 9.5 by the time the game kicked off, and you saw Green Bay beat the Bills 22-0. The Tennessee Titans finally topped 24 points for the first time in 16 games, although 3 of those 26 came in overtime. They had 23 in regulation, but they go on to knock off the Eagles outright as a 2.5 to 3-point underdog in that particular game. And as far as the Monday Night Football game is concerned, guys, Kansas City, as I mentioned, down to a 3.5-point favorite. They've been a good 1.5 higher than that throughout the course of the week. 55% of the tickets on KC. Overall money pretty split, but it's starting to come in on Denver. It has to be, even though the book hasn't reported that because of the way the line has moved down. We did want to mention that we did see one stat that favored Kansas City, another great stat that favored Denver in this game. But anyway, we do have the Monday Night Football play over at DocSports.com exclusively as we look to finish up with a 9-2 college and pro football combined week. Baseball, of course, over there also with the play-in game on Monday. One of the 2 day games happens to be one of our plays over at DocSports.com. All right, free play as we look ahead to Saturday's card. We're going to take the 21 with Nebraska over Wisconsin. And there are a couple of 22s and 21.5s out there, but most of the books have 21, and we wanted 21 or more. And here's a couple of the reasons why. First of all, Adrian Martinez is a tough nut to crack. This kid is on skates, on ice, he looks like half the time, and I think he's going to give Wisconsin a little bit of trouble. Listen, Nebraska might be 0-4. They've outgained 3 of their 4 opponents. After the first 2 games against Colorado and Troy, they had actually gained those 2 teams by almost a combined 300 yards. They had almost 1,000 yards of offense in their first 2 games at 6 yards per play, holding the opponents to 4.5 yards per play. They came out against Michigan, and according to some Michigan players, gave up after they fell down early by 2 scores. That was that. They got drilled, obviously, in that one scoreboard and yardage-wise. They did lose to Purdue, but again, it was all about self-inflicted wounds. They made mistake after mistake. They outgained Purdue. They topped 500 yards against the Boilermakers, but again, dumb mistakes at certain key moments of that game kept them from winning that contest. So I think, again, you're going to see the offense be able to move the ball. And one of the problems they had for at least 3 quarters against Purdue was their pass rush, which was phenomenal in weeks 1 and 2. I think they had 10 sacks the first 2 games. They couldn't get to the Purdue quarterback on Saturday for about 3 quarters. But I don't think that you're facing a quarterback in Wisconsin with this particular quarterback that is going to give you a lot of trouble if your pressure isn't constantly on him. I really think it's a tough spot for Wisconsin to be laying this many points. I think they'll win the game outright, but I think it's going to be more of about a 14-point difference by the time the game goes final. So we'll grab the points, early play for next Saturday with Nebraska. Again, it's come down a little bit, but we're good, I should say, to have it at 21 or more with the Huskers on the road over Wisconsin. All right, don't forget, we'll be right back here Tuesday morning, 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific, and we'll have our complete recap of this past week in the NFL like we always do, some betting info, some key information and statistics that a lot of you folks have chimed in about and told me that you really like that stuff. So that's each and every Tuesday morning. That'll be right back here, 4 a.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. Pacific time. All right, listen, best of luck if you get involved in baseball or football on Monday. And we appreciate those who click on that thumbs up button and appreciate those who have subscribed thus far. We hope you'll continue to do so. Best of luck on Monday. Let's put it in the win column. I'm Scott Spreitzer, DocSports.com.